And we are continuing to follow some breaking news tonight at Catawba College. We are waiting to hear from officials any minute now, but what we do know is a shooting took place on campus, and we're hearing that this was happening during some kind of basketball tournament at the school. Of course, there is a shelter in place tonight for anyone on campus relating to this shooting, but this is a live look at the scene. As you see, a lot of police officers still there, and we have a team on scene right now gathering evidence as we are waiting to hear from the Salisbury police chief, who is going to tell us what all unfolded and give us some more details here coming up in just a few minutes. But Sydney Heiberger is right now collecting some information from police on scene and the witnesses there. And here we see the Salisbury police chief, who is about to tell us what exactly unfolded. So let's go ahead and listen to what he has to say.
Chief for the Salisbury Police Department. You can spell my name Jerrystokes. And I want to make sure that you understand that this is very preliminary information that I'm going to provide to you. The detectives are just starting to get to work, and the crime scene investigators are just starting to get to work on this scene. Catawba College, during the Christmas break for their students, holds or hosts high school basketball tournaments in their gymnasium. And tonight, North Rowan High School and West Rowan High School had a game in the tournament in the gym. At approximately 8:18 in the lobby area of the gym on Catawba's campus, it appears that one person, again this is preliminary information, fired more than one shot and two people were struck. Both of those are male juveniles. One of those juveniles has been flown to the Baptist. The other is being treated at Rowan Regional Medical Center here in Salisbury. The college did issue a shelter-in-place notice just in case they had any students or faculty that happened to be on campus, as they're required to do. They have stated that all inquiries should be directed to Salisbury PD, who are in charge of the investigation. We are being assisted in this by the State Bureau of Investigation. They are on the scene with us as well. And that's all the information that I have available for you at this point.
Could you speak at all about any suspects? Is anyone being sought? Anyone?
So at the moment, we have not identified any suspects.
Is the college on lockdown? Is the college on lockdown?
I am not sure about that. Probably as long as we are on the scene, it will be. But that's the college does that, not us.
And so just to clarify, in terms of suspects, there is someone that you guys have not apprehended that shot a gun?
Correct, yes.
Right.
At least one suspect fired more than one shot in the lobby area of the gym, and we're working right now to try and identify that person.
Do you know how crowded the lobby area was when that happened?
Estimates are, well, exactly in the lobby area, I'm not sure. Attending the game was estimated, but more than 400 people were attending the game. Obviously not 400 were in the lobby, but don't know exactly how many were in the lobby.
You said one of the juveniles was flown to Wake Forest Baptist?
Correct.
Gotcha. Any idea on the extent of the injuries there?
At this point, I don't have any information on that.
Any information on what happened before the shooting, what my responses is?
Yeah, the detectives are starting to work to try and figure all that out. I don't have that information for you right now.
How many people would you say were in there?
Again, the estimate for the attendees at the basketball game tournament was approximately or more than 400. So again, I don't have a number to provide to you or a guesstimate of any number that was in the lobby area where the shooting happened.
We've heard you talk about violence in the community before. Any message for folks in the wake of this shooting?
Yeah, clearly a senseless act to be firing, particularly in the atmosphere that those shots were fired in at some young people. So these are underage kids attending a basketball game for their high school, and completely unnecessary. And we're going to do our best to determine who the shooter is and hold them accountable.
Was the one person shot a juvenile, a child, or kind of,
Juvenile.
Okay.
Both were two shot. two juveniles.
Both
No
male
exact
juveniles.
age? No exact age?
At this point, I can't provide that information. I have not verified that.
Are you concerned about any other injuries, given there may have been other people around? Is that something you're still investigating?
So actually, officers on the scene, that was one of the first things that we did once we kind of got the scene secure, was we searched the entire building to make sure there were no people that were injured anywhere or even just hiding because they didn't know what was going on. And so we have determined that there is no one else anywhere in the building that was injured or scared and hiding, sheltering in place in the Catawba gym area. We also checked the exterior area around the gym, again, just to be sure that there were no unidentified victims. So that has been done by the officers on the scene.
You know if there's any law enforcement here when it happened, whether it was police or security or?
Yes, the Rowan County Sheriff's Office was providing security for the ball game.
Anything specific you need from the public right now? Any requests for information? How can they be of assistance right now?
Yeah, again, even we have already gotten a few things sent to us, videos and what have you, from people sending it out during the incident on social media, and don't assume that we have all that information. Make sure that we are able to get it from people out there. That can be very helpful. Even information, they can call Crime Stoppers or get in touch with us to provide that information through our social media. Our tip is through Nixle. You can send us tips through Nixle, and we were able to follow up on that. So we need all that information to come in to us to review.
You know if any more games will be played in this tournament?
So our preliminary discussion with the school systems administration and the folks that were providing security on scene is that we have advised them it's probably best to cancel the rest of the tournament, but that I guess will be up to them to decide.
How much longer was the tournament set to be?
I don't know that.
Now, tonight specifically, just two schools. Name the schools again for clarification.
Correct.
Name the schools again. for
Yeah, I'm sorry.
clarification.
North Rowan and West Rowan.
Okay, that was tonight.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Can you verify the other hospitalized students?
All right, you guys have been listening to Police Chief Jerry Stokes from Salisbury talking about a shooting that took place tonight at Catawba College. We know 2 juveniles were shot. They are both hospitalized right now for their injuries. There is a suspect that has not yet been apprehended, but police are still investigating, trying to find whoever shot 2 people again at a basketball tournament tonight at Catawba College. You can tune into fox46.com for the latest on this shooting, and of course, Good Day in the morning. Hopefully we will have more information.